Hey Heather, how you doing? Okay. How does the mic sound? Everything sound all right? Hey French fries, welcome. Hey Des, hey everyone. Uh yeah, late stream today. Just, you know, oh, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Um, all right. Let me just pop chat out into the right place and then I'll be able to pull the screen up. Um, or pull the camera up. Hey, Mumu, Mumi Cat, welcome. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I might have pronounced your name wrong. I apologize. I am bad with names. All right, let's get the cameras up and running. Oh yeah, I forgot I turned off the um, slideshow. There we go. Twitch and YouTube and there we go. All right, I am not going to be working on this painting, but it's up for right now while I get everything ready. Um, let's see. Oh no, that's not you at all. Hey Heather, the mic sounds good. Good. Yeah. My camera is pointed at the sky at the moment, and by the sky I mean my ceiling, because when I'm not streaming, you know, I point the camera up. So let me get that fixed. All right. Like I said, I'm not actually going to be working on this painting, but it's what I've got right now. I am going to attempt to work on a commission that I have, and we'll see how that goes. This will be the second try at this commission. First one was a horrible disaster that I cannot use. So uh, we shall see how it goes. Hey, Cassandra, welcome. You're lurking, but you're here. All right, well, enjoy your lurk. Yeah. So, the commission I am working on is, um, it's a, it's not a normal, it's not what I would call a normal painting for me. It's not what I normally do. It's a, it's trying to mimic a different painting but change it. Um, but it's not just like copy the other painting but like modify it like with, let's say, Photoshop or something like that. Like it's like a completely different figure and it just didn't work at all. You can see here, sort of, you can kind of see I started on it and I ended up wiping it all off because it was awful. So I'm going to try it again. Dresden, let's see if he'll let me grab him. All right, well, we got Dresden for a minute. So he has been driving me crazy all day too. He has just been needing attention at the worst times. Yeah, yeah, you little boy. You're so cute, but you were driving me crazy. And your claws are hurting. Mm-hmm. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Dresden. We have 3 cats. This is so one of 3. Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah. So this is the commission. I'm going to try again. We shall see how it goes. I'm going to put some tape on the front and back of this and get it all ready to... Actually, I don't need to put tape on the back. I can just... But I need to put tape on the front. This panel actually will need to be cut. But what's it called? For anyone who's curious, this is a compound panel. It's ABS. So it's aluminum, two pieces of very thin aluminum with plastic in the middle, sandwiched in between. It's a very good painting surface, but the size is not correct for the commission. I need it to be 11, what is it? 11 by 17, if I remember correctly. All right, let's see. I'll be honest, I am looking at this right now and I'm noticing a bit of a problem here, but we'll see. All right. So I'm actually going to change. Originally, when I was working on this commission, or trying to, I had the cut here to make it into 11 inches, but what's it called? But because I don't like this, I'm actually going to make the cut on this side so that I can flip it upside down and work on it that way. Hopefully the under painting that's left over won't distract me too much and I can, make this a decent painting. We shall see. So I can talk a bit about this, but before I do, I can talk a little about this, I guess. If anyone has questions about this, please, you're welcome to ask, because I am working on the scripts right now for the video, or rather videos for this. And, if anyone has specific questions, I'm happy to try to answer them. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Been so long since I did this, I forgot how I'd done this. That's 4 centimeters. That 4 as well. Yeah, okay. All right. So this panel is an odd size, so I actually ended up using centimeters instead of inches to get the proportions correct, because it's going to be a little smaller um, than the size that it normally would be. So this is technically a comic book cover size. And for anyone who doesn't know, comic books have a very strange size. And they are generally done on 11 by 17 and shrunk down to, I don't even remember the size that they're shrunk down to. It's like a weird size. But I don't have anything that's 11 by 17, and I don't have anything that is, I don't have anything that's 11 inches, you know, proportionately that would work. This one's a little smaller, so instead I am shrinking it down a little, just by a tad, and that way I can use this panel, keep the proportions, and then it will be the correct size for printing. But I don't have to like go out and make a custom panel, or a much larger custom panel rather. Um, but yeah, so camera, there we go. So I just drew the mark here, and I'm going to tape it off for myself. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, composite uh, boards like this, you can cut them very easily. You just need a ruler and a straight razor, and you can basically just cut it yourself. Justin, he's so silly. He is so scared of the tape sound. Every time I pull tape out and he hears the like that sound of the tape, he gets scared, spooked, and runs away. All right, there we go. That's taped up. And now I'm gonna have to move things around for a second. Yeah, it's gonna have to be that way. All right. Now the reason for the board up there, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not sure how dry this painting is yet. So I'm gonna put it up here to dry and put some cardboard to protect my other paintings. Yeah, see, just got a little paint on me. Hate getting paint on me. By the way, if I didn't ask everybody, because maybe I've been frazzled today, so if I forgot to ask, how's everyone doing? And if no one feels like talking, that's okay too. It's just been a day of like having to deal with just everything. Hate having to deal with things, you know? I need a handler, someone that can deal with things for me, you know? So this is how I keep my boards up. I just use a bunch of tape. I know it's not the most efficient way in the world, but like it works. Now the question is, can I use this here? I cannot. Darn it. All right. I'm dropping everything. Oh no, you can see my wall. The shame. Heather says I'm good tomorrow. I have to go into New Orleans to submit paperwork to get my passport for our trip in 4 months. Oh, nice. Where are you going? I also need to renew my passport. I just haven't had the, you know, time to do it. But yeah, I too need to do that. All right. My level needs to be adjusted a bit. Paris and Amsterdam, that's amazing. I am very jealous. Anyone's like, well, why didn't you set this up earlier? I wanted to, but I had issues getting everything up and running today. So I honestly, I'm shocked that there's even a stream today. There almost wasn't. Oh, congratulations, Heather. That's great. Nope. Uh, so these are guides that I use to keep things proportionate as I distort them. For anyone who doesn't know, my camera is extremely distorted so that you all can see it more head on. But it's not easy to do that. So I have these guides to help me. So that's what you're seeing on screen at the moment. Because if you're curious, this is what my camera is actually seeing right now. This is the angle. So, so I do this. Usually I have it set up, but these panels are a little different than normal, so it's going to take a second. The controls are also overly sensitive for some reason in this plugin. Don't know why they made it that way, but it's so easy to like completely overdo it. So this commission, if anyone is familiar with, oh, what is? Hold on, let me find the band name. Van Halen. That's it. Okay, I get names mixed up, but if anyone's familiar with Van Halen, it's a play on the Van Halen um, album cover, but um, it's a bit modified, so it's quite a bit different. And it gave me the hardest time the first round. All right, does that look straight? No. All right, I think that's close. All right, I think that's about as close as I'm going to get it right now. Anyways, there we go. Why is the camera not picking me up for some reason? Anyways. So I know I've taken basically 2 weeks off of making new videos. I'm working on uh, a couple videos for next week for that latest painting, and then I'll probably be getting back into the daily paintings as well. So we will be back to making videos. It's just that one painting took so much time. I just could not. I could not make videos and get that done on time. And for this commission, I also need to get it done ASAP. So fortunately, sometimes things need to take priority. So, oh well. But I am looking forward to getting back to making videos. Um, I've been really happy that more people are just finding the videos and joining in the community and asking questions, and all of that. So that's been really cool. Alrighty. Um, oh, almost forgot. 1 second. I need to change the color profile. Forgot. There we go. I will say it does look a little squashed on the screen. Why is that? The proportions look pretty close. That's weird. Huh. Because it looks longer in person. That's strange. The proportions are right though, so I don't know what's going on. Alrighty. So, today I am actually going to start with a sketch first. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I didn't mark my midsection areas. Let's see if I can do that. No. All right. So I do like to have. I don't do what's it called, the grid system anymore for the most part. Maybe one day I'll get back to it, but I do like to have um, kind of a midsection, crosshairs kind of thing. Sorry, my head's in the way. Not usually very good to work on something that I find it not great to work on something that's already been worked on like this. Um, I it's because it's kind of a unique size that I'm doing that. Um, but yeah, it's usually not the best. I did wipe it off. This obviously is stained, but there's no texture to it anymore. Oh, no distinct texture to it, I should say. That's one thing you want to avoid if you wipe it. If you want to paint a painting over an older painting, if it has any texture to it, you can see the texture come through, and so a lot of times you can see what it was. Here, that's not the case. I scraped it off with a palette knife and everything, so you can't. There's no distinction to it. It's just a little rougher here than it is here, but that's not going to make a difference. So I'm starting off with I think it's sepia color pencil. Uh, because this pencil is great. It writes on everything, but it doesn't erase very well. Best way I found to erase it is with water because it is water soluble. However, I don't really want to use water on my panel, so um, I'm going to start off with the sepia color or the brown. I don't know what it is really. And then if I need to make changes with the pencil, I'll use my blue or red one, and then I'll jump to paint. A lot of this is going to be invented, which is a little different from what I normally do with oil paint. Usually I work from photo reference, but this does not have any available photo reference. I have the original painting for inspiration, but it trying to mimic the original painting ended in disaster last time. So this time I'm going to be looking at it a lot less and trying to mimic it a lot less because it does not work for the changes that are being made. If you're having a hard time seeing this, I am sorry about that. It is very light. Um, it's very light for me as well. So it'll become clearer as I go. And for anyone who doesn't know the Van Halen album cover, it's got a like little angel cherub thing on it. Um, yeah, that's the cover that I'm um, what's the word I'm looking for? Paying homage to, I guess. This is a commission for a friend of mine who he has a comic book, and it's very much a uh, what what's the word I'm looking for? It's one of the, it's a the it's a kind of genre. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's like it's a I'm trying to remember the story. It's a like werewolf woman who fights vampires. Um, and you know, it can get a bit gratuitous. Um, you know, that's just the style of it. Trying not to get paint on my hand as I'm drawing here. Before I do that, let's I keep wanting to say Pulp Fiction, but Pulp Fiction's an actual movie, so there's a genre that's similar, but I cannot remember what it's called right now. I think the head is too small. Oh, you can kind of see the blue. That's good. It's funny because I'm looking at it now. It's not that dissimilar to the painting that I just did as far as face positioning. It's a little different, obviously, but not 100% different. So while I'm doing this, and I don't have all that much to say, I'll be honest, I will mention I recently saw a video that I hadn't really thought about this because, just didn't occur to me. But apparently, there's a bunch of tattoo artists now who are using AI to help them design their tattoos. And it didn't occur to me, it should have, but it never occurred to me that that would, uh, you know, if I had thought about it, I'm sure it would have occurred to me. I just haven't really been thinking about getting a tattoo, at least not in the near future. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, I feel like a lot of people would hate to find out that they had a tattoo that was, AI generated or designed with an AI generator. I will say I can understand using, like, in theory, I have a ton of issues with the AI programs themselves and the companies. Um, let's see. Heather says I want to get a jellyfish tattoo with Steve's initials under it. When we scattered his ashes, there were blue jellyfish called by the sailors, all floating at the surface of the water. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that was me, by the way. If you heard a phone, that was my phone just went off. I forgot to shut it, to put it on silent. But yeah, in theory, I can understand how you could use AI to make reference photos for if you're an artist. If you're using like, if you use Google Images and you use, AI to make reference photos, there's not a huge difference in some ways. Um, but there are in other ways because of how the technology functions. But it's not just that, there's other issues with it, like you're benefiting these companies if you pay them, and if you want to generate a lot of images, you have to pay them. So that causes problems too. And then the other thing is usually when artists use reference, a lot of the paintings I've done have been of people that have, given the rights to use their photos. So I just use them as it is. But if I'm collaging things together and if I don't have the rights to the individual images, that's fine as long as I'm collaging it, making changes and doing all this stuff. It's not a big deal. Um, because I know that I have to just use it for reference, but not to copy it. But the people who use the AI images a lot of times, they what it ends up being is almost copies of the whatever the AI spits out, and they have no idea how much of that is or isn't nearly a direct copy of something else because the AI doesn't tell them, which is one of the problems with the AI stuff. Like they've shown that they've been able to get nearly identical images of like movie stills, book covers, game covers, stuff like that out of these programs. Now, every time they find something like that, the companies patch it so you can't. But it's in there. It just they are patching it so that so it won't export, a direct copy of that particular thing. But you never know what it's copying, and because of that, it takes the control out of your hands. I don't like that personally. I feel like that's really a bad way to go about it. And like I said, I can see the theoretical potential for it being useful um, for artists in a way where it doesn't really violate you know, um, anybody's rights or anything like that. But these programs are they're built to be exploitative. So unfortunately, it's hard to it's very hard to uh, justify paying them in order to use their program. Anyways, I didn't want to get too much into the AI stuff. I was just thinking about the fact that like It would suck to find out that your tattoo was designed, if you got a tattoo, to find out that it was then designed by an artist who used an AI program to design it for the most part. Excuse me for a second. Allergies have been killing me today for some reason. Alrighty. Make sure everything's in. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. I am going to use just a drop of solvent to get this paint that's been here for a little bit a little more workable. I don't use a lot of solvent in my painting, but just a drop to get it workable. I'm very happy to cover this up. I absolutely hate previous version of this. Might actually need to use my what's it called, palette knife for this. Okay, this isn't a palette knife, but it's essentially the same thing. This is silicone. It's a stiffer one than some of my other ones. This one's by Princeton. It's the Catalyst series, whatever that means. Um, yeah, I actually did buy a what's it called? A spatula uh, from the grocery store, and I did use that in one of my art classes, just to show that you don't have to buy the very expensive, brush ones and use that. You can literally get a spatula from the grocery store and it works. And if you're wondering, well, then why don't I use that one? I got the cheapest one I could because because I already have these, so I didn't want to spend a lot, and it's not a very good one. It has these fake what's the word? Sprinkles in it. Like you know, they're plastic, but they're supposed to look like birthday cake sprinkles or something like that. And one is sticking very close to the edge, so when I push on it, it kind of digs out and makes grooves in the paint, and I don't like it, so I don't use it. But it's overall very usable. If I knew a tattoo artist that that I could recommend, I would, but I don't know any specifically that would be good for what you're looking for. But I'll keep an eye out. All right. And if anyone's wondering, why are there more colors than normal on my palette? Yeah, I used more than my CMYK palette in my last painting at the very end only, but yes, I expanded my palette for that painting. Yeah, Austin has a bunch of tattoo artists. I just, sure every place does, but I know they're very popular here. I just, I guess the question would be, are you wanting something more cartoony or more realistic looking or more traditional? I don't know. There's categories of it, I guess. You can't see me mixing over here on the side, but yeah, I That's funny. The color doesn't show up that well because of it's matching the stain that's underneath it. Uh, hey, Mumi. Correct me if I'm wrong as far as the pronunciation. Uh, Pronouncing it Mumi, but I could be wrong. You like my color usage? Thank you. Um, you're always using too much dark. Uh, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, technically speaking, if that's if you want to use dark colors. I've done a bunch of paintings of high key paintings, and ever since then, I think I lean more into painting lighter, which I am, not mad about. I really like those high key paintings. So yeah, I tend to lean more into the light, especially because of our vision is so much more, um, developed for like the light areas. It makes it very hard to see in the darker areas. It's not just that like we see better in light, of course, but like it's not a linear progression, right? Like we see so much more in the light spectrum than in the dark spectrum. I'm not doing a good job of explaining that, but yeah, it's a thing. Anyways, what kind of artwork do you do? And if you join our Discord, you can share there as long as it's relatively safe for work. Uh, you know. You also do oil paint? Nice. Have I seen your work? I'm bad with names. I'm like notoriously bad with names, so there's a good chance you've shown it to me and I just don't remember, but that's because I can't remember names. I usually do more realistic stuff. Today it's doing a commission for a friend for his comic book, and it's a homage to a Van Halen cover. Yeah. Des says Mumi came into Twitch chat earlier. Yeah, I saw, but they didn't respond there. I thought maybe it was an older chat or something. Oh yeah, I'm glad you came into YouTube. There's less ads on YouTube too, honestly. There's an artist, and I cannot remember his name at all. I'm not even going to attempt it. I cannot remember his name. He does these video tutorials on YouTube, though, really good ones. If you search 10 minutes to better art or 10 minutes to better painting or something like that, it should come up. He does some really good tutorials. And the reason I mention it is because he does talk about, in some of his tutorials about light and dark, he talks about the light spectrum versus the dark spectrum and how much, our vision, like how much we see in each and so on, if I remember correctly. Um, but even if he doesn't, he has some really great videos. I just cannot remember his name right now. Marco Bucci. Yes, that's correct. Marco Bucci. He's great. So I just finished a painting, and I normally use a CMYK palette, but in this painting that I just finished, I wanted a expanded color spectrum. So I used some extra paints at the end. So now I have a bunch of paints that I don't normally use on my palette. And because I don't want the paint to go to waste, I'm going to be using whatever is left over in this painting if I can. Because I don't like wasting paint if I can help it. Although, to be honest, it's really not that big of a deal to waste this little amount of paint. But I try not to, if I can. If I thought it would interfere with this painting, I would. It's not worth ruining a painting over, but you know, if it's not going to interfere, then yeah, might as well. In case you're wondering why, what am I doing with her hair? I'm basically painting in the dark areas of her hair because she's blonde. So I'm painting in like the shadows that, you see like through the, what's it called? Through the hair. And then I'll paint the blonde on top. So you'll get, a variety. Umi says, know that every time cleaning up feels like dumping out money. Yeah, yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah. I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do, right? Like sometimes it dries and it hardens, or it's it's tacking up, and like nothing you can do, you need to dump it. But yeah, it definitely feels like tossing, like throwing stuff away, just dumping money for no reason. So what type of oil paintings do you do, out of curiosity? I mostly do figurative stuff and portraits. Um, Occasionally I've done some pet portraits on the channel, and I've also I did one floral, but generally I prefer figurative stuff. There's often environments or backgrounds involved, and I did do a landscape a while ago. Landscape was a charity thing that I did, but yeah. I wanted to do more than one floral, but I'll be honest, after doing that one, I am not sure how many more florals I will do. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Not because it didn't look good or I didn't like the end result. I did not appreciate the experience of painting floral. But I suppose if I did it more often, it might get easier. Um, it's just all the intricate little folds that you know drove me nuts. Let's see. Mumi says I used to do some animals alla prima on stream. Didn't work uh, didn't work on my animate cute girl vibe channel. Maybe start a new one, lol. You know, um, I guess yeah, I could see that being a thing. Was it on Twitch or on YouTube? But I mean, honestly, either way, I can see it being a bit of an issue of like the type of crowd that it would attract, your aesthetic, and then the type of crowd the painting would attract might not, gel together necessarily. I mean, there's definitely going to be some overlap, but the overlap might not be as large as you would like it to be, which I totally get. That's one of the reasons that like on my Twitch channel, I'm not overly concerned about like alerts and all the gamification that they have on Twitch, where it's like people can do alerts and people can do TTS and all that stuff, and emotes and all that. Like I like that stuff. I don't have anything against it, but given the type of art I do, I don't feel like that's high on the list of things that I need to focus on. Um, you know, and so I don't. Let's see. Mumi says YouTube, my audience are not people who are serious on art because I started in the animation game genre. I see. Um, what kind of animation stuff did you do or do you do? If you don't mind me asking. I ask because I have worked in the animation industry as a storyboard artist. So I was curious. My channel isn't dedicated to that, obviously. This is more, my channel is more dedicated to um, my personal work for what's it called, you know, for oil paints. But yeah, was that was my day job doing storyboards. Right now I'm in between gigs, but that is generally my day job until I can make oil painting full time, of course. Let's see. Mumi says, "Oh no, I didn't do that. Just my avatar and style is more Japan animation kind of thing." I get that. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm, it's up to you. I think you could do a rebrand or a new channel. Just depends on, where things are. I am not an expert, though, to be fair. I'm not a Twitch or YouTube expert at all. If I was, uh, that'd be very sad. But yeah, I don't know. But I can understand that the crowd that you garnered might not be the right type for different types of art. In Twitch, there aren't a lot of people who do oil painting, um, and the audience for it is definitely smaller on Twitch. Her head's looking a little large. Part of that is her hair, but part of that is also just her head's looking a little large. Time for some stretching. So happy to see another artist doing exactly what I would like to do. Oh, good. I'm glad. There used to be a few more artists on Twitch who did oil paints, but I think a bunch of them left, unfortunately. I don't know if there's new artists who are doing that, but yeah. But there's a bunch of artists on YouTube who do oil painting. Uh, not a ton of them stream, but some of them do. I do a hybrid. I stream and I do videos now. Uh, So it's a bit of a mix. I need to put like I keep saying I need to do this, but I do need to put together like a master list of all the, YouTube artists I recommend so I can have it and like share it at an instant. Um, but yeah, there's a bunch of artists on YouTube that do oil painting. Off the top of my head, I would say check out Our Painted Lives, um, and Andrew Tischler and Chelsea Lang and Alpi Effie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Um, uh, I don't know who else. I think that's a good start. If you're not familiar with them, if you are, then I'm telling you to do stuff you already know. But for anyone who doesn't know, Lily says maybe video is more viable. For me, it's a bit difficult to react to chat while painting. I follow most of them. Okay, yeah, yeah. Video has a lot more. It's more viable. People want to watch video. First of all, it's something they can do on their own time when it's convenient. They don't have to be available for the live stream, And then, so there's that. And then, um, you know, painting, unfortunately, is a slow process. So there is a bit of the like watching paint dry feeling to live streams. I know a lot of people aren't watching the whole time, they're listening. Um, but that is definitely part of it, I think. So I think those things are like some of the reasons that the streams aren't as popular as the videos, you know. That's why I started making videos as well. I haven't made any in the last 2 weeks, but roughly, but that's about to change. I'm working on some new ones, should be out next week, basically. One artist that gets overlooked on YouTube a lot is Susan Lyon. Uh, that I mention her because I feel like her channel, which is also dedicated to her and her husband, um, sometimes get overlooked. Or maybe not overlooked, but I don't think they're as ranked high in the algorithm, maybe, or something. And it's Lion with a Y for anyone who isn't familiar. Have to work, lol. I keep quiet first. Okay, no worries. Everyone's welcome to lurk if they want to. I think the one of the advantages of the live component is, of course, being able to interact with the streamer, um, you know, the painter, whoever. But I also understand a lot of times people don't have the option. The timing's just wrong and so on. So I do get that. I did discover something recently that I found extremely frustrating about YouTube uh, streaming. And yeah, very, very frustrated with this fact. Um, so, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours. And there's like, they have two tiers of monetization, which I'll be honest, I'm not expecting to make a lot of money from, you know, YouTube monetization, but anything would be nice, you know? Um, they don't count live watch hours towards um, watch time in order to get monetized. Um, they don't they don't count these hours, this time that everyone is sitting here watching me right now doesn't count towards my watch hours um, to get monetized. If you watch the VOD, however, if you watch it after the fact and you watch the recording, it does. Um, so it's a little frustrating, in my opinion, but you know, what can you do? Well, that was a polluted color. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit. All right, that's a little better. Yeah, this looks on camera, this looks squashed. I must have done something wrong with the proportions because the proportions, what I'm looking at and what on camera and here, this look wrong. I don't know what's going on. Now that I can see it better, definitely something looks wrong on it. Heather says I'll start putting the replays up when I go to the store or whatnot. Get your watch hours up. I keep the TV on anyways, so the cat isn't lonely. Oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's a what is it? Trying to think. I need unlike I think I'm a third of the way uh for the first tier and a quarter of the way for the second tier for watch time, but uh the subscribers, I've already passed the first tier, which is 500, and you know, we're 200 away from the 1,000, which would bump me up to the second one. I just need the watch hours. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's not going to be much. I don't think it'll be a lot of, I think it'll be basically like a couple dollars every couple of months, but it's something. Something's better than nothing. And there's some people I know who actually have a little more faith in me than I do, and they think I can make even more of it. But I am ever the pessimist, so you know, it is what it is. Cassandra, yes. I didn't want to out you, but yes. Continues lurking. Enjoy your lurk. All right, let's do some measuring real quick. French says, glad to see all the new faces in chat. Yeah, that's nice. I agree. It's pretty close. The head's not that much off. She definitely has big hair. She's supposed to have like 80s hair, so you know, a little large. The comic book is happening in the 80s, so it's I'm trying to match the style. Oh, hold on a second. I messed up something. Huh, okay. Probably not going to make a difference, but I did change something right now. I need to clean up my palette. I'm running out of space here. I probably won't actually clean up my palette on right now, but I'll do it at some point. I won't do it right now because I just don't want to do it on stream. But yeah. But yeah, it's really cool to see more people in here. Like I said, both in the chat and also the people who have left comments on the YouTube video asking questions. That was really cool too. Um, I actually am looking into possibly doing some prints because some people were asking about that, and you know, um, I understand not everyone can afford paintings, but people are asking about prints, and I don't know. Um, I just have to figure out, all the logistics of it all. But it might be something I give a shot. Give it a shot. I've done prints in the past, but when I did prints, this is when I was doing comic book conventions. It was very different vibe. And I would actually go to the conventions and do it. But it's really frustrating because I've been talking about all these things, and I don't want to. I wish that I didn't have to have money involved in any of these. So, you know, it's all going to be free if I ever win the lotto, is always been my motto, right? Like, if I win the lottery, all my prints, all the files, I'll just give it all away. So, fingers crossed. My computer, something changed on like I saw the movement, but I have no idea what changed. I'm looking over trying to figure out what just happened. I don't know. I do need to put some clouds in at some point. They will be larger than that. This is just like an indicator for myself to remember. I am torn about how much to try and stick to the original style versus like making it my own. Well, we'll see what I end up doing there. Um, when I tried to stick to the original style, it did not go very well. Part of the reason is it's not really close to my style, but also it was more an issue of like the form of the baby doesn't work with the um like adjusting it to the form of the and proportions of of a full-size woman. It just the two don't like it just the pose it just doesn't work. I had way too much to adjust. And the lighting's like all off um as well. It's all made up, so I just have to uh adjust it all and make it up differently, basically. Going to bed, Leon. See you Sunday. All right, French fries. Have a good night. I will see you Sunday. Thanks for stopping by, French fries. Sorry if I didn't say that, or hopefully you saw this. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And have a good night. I have to look up her eyes. They're either blue or green. Don't remember. All right, we're coming up on the 2 hours. Um, I know I didn't get a ton done today, but it was a late start, a late day, just you know, late everything. So to make up for it, I'm going to go get a cat, and then I will be calling it a day early, or not early, but we'll be calling it a day. But let me get a cat to make up for it. Okay, here we go. We have a cat. This is Winnie. Hi, Winnie. Hey, hello. She's so fluffy. Look at all that fluff, just all fluff. I know, little girl. She does not like being held that much, but she bugs me all the time, so she gets it. Oh, little girl. Little girl. You're so angry. Such an angry little cat. All right, all right. The torture. Cassandra says, "My God, I thought Winnie was two cats. I'm so sorry, fluffy girl." Yeah, no, she is just so fluffy. She has like this much clearance from the floor because of how fluffy she is. So she looks like like she looks huge. But yeah, yeah. Yeah. Heather says, "How dare you love me?" Yeah, she comes for attention all the time, but it's like on her terms only. How dare I pick her up and give her attention? She has to come and sit on me for attention. There's a difference. But, anyways. All right, everyone. I'm going to call it a night. Couple minutes earlier than my 2 hour goal, but yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes it's a short stream. What can I do? Um, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you all for the support and for coming by the streams and participating and everything. Um, good night. Have to get up early, so this is good. Good night. Good night, everyone. Say good night. All right. Good night, everyone. And yeah, I will have videos, some more videos next week, and stream on Sunday. So unless anything changes, that's the plan. All right. Have a good one, everyone.